If you've ever overseeded your lawn, watered it for several days in a row, looked at the damp soil and thought, okay, now it's definitely going to grow. And then 2 weeks later saw thin patches and bare soil again, you're not alone. And the most frustrating part about this situation is this. Everything looks like the problem is the seed. It feels like you bought the wrong mix, picked a bad brand, didn't water enough, or simply got unlucky. And so many people keep doing the exact same thing again. They buy another bag, spread more seed again, start watering again. But the problem often isn't the seed itself at all, because a new lawn dies long before the first grass appears. I used to think that a thick green lawn mainly came from good seed and expensive fertilizer too. But then I started looking into old lawn restoration methods and noticed one strange thing. Old groundskeepers almost never started the conversation with seed. They talked about surface conditions, moisture, soil structure, and the thin top layer that most people completely skip. And after that, everything starts to look different. Today I'll show you 5 reasons why a new lawn fails even with regular watering, why some areas stay thin for years, and which old method helps hold moisture around the seed and dramatically improves germination. And make sure you stay until the end, because the last mistake looks completely harmless, but it's exactly why new lawns often become thin again right after the first sprouts appear. 1. Why seeds disappear before they even sprout. Here's what usually happens. The lawn starts getting thin, dry patches appear, good expensive seed gets purchased. Then everything seems completely logical. The seed is spread, the area is watered, all that's left is to wait. But then a week passes, then another one, and instead of a new green layer, empty patches appear again. And at that moment it feels like, so the problem must be the seed. But most of the time, the problem starts much earlier. Because a huge amount of seed never gets proper contact with the soil, it just sits on top. On old dry thatch, on dead grass debris, on hard dried out surface soil. From above, the area looks seeded. But underneath, the seed literally has no environment to grow in. And then what happens next destroys huge numbers of new lawns. The sun heats up the top layer. The surface dries out quickly, and the young seed loses moisture before the first root even appears. It's basically like trying to sprout something directly on concrete. That's why the exact same bag of seed can create a thick green carpet in one area, while barely anything changes in another. 2. The problem may actually be the soil itself. But even good soil contact still doesn't guarantee success, because sometimes the soil itself becomes the real problem, and that's one of the reasons some lawns look tired for years. Clay soil holds too much water. After rain, the surface becomes heavy and compacted. Roots struggle to breathe. Sandy soil does the opposite. Water drains too fast. The top layer dries out within just a few hours, and the young sprout ends up under constant stress before it even establishes itself. Here's what's interesting. Groundskeepers almost never worked with only the native soil. They understood. Good germination needs a separate top layer, soft, loose, able to hold both moisture and air at the same time. Because a good lawn doesn't really start forming deep underground. It starts forming in the very top inches of the surface. 3. The silent killer of new lawns. Now comes the most deceptive problem. Incorrect moisture. And this mistake is especially tricky, because the area can look moist, while the seeds are still dying. In the morning, the surface is wet. By afternoon, the sun heats the top layer. By evening, the top has already turned into a dry crust. The next day, more water again. Then it dries out again. For a young seed, this is constant stress. But overly wet soil is dangerous too. Seeds begin rotting before grass even appears. That's why many lawns look so strange. Part of the lawn germinated, while another part stays completely bare. Because the problem isn't the amount of water, it's the stability of moisture around the seed itself. And this is exactly where the old step that almost everyone skips comes in. 4. Why top dressing changes everything. This is the exact moment that changes the outcome dramatically. After seeding, old groundskeepers almost always covered the surface with a thin, soft layer. Not thick, not enough to bury the seed, just a light covering on top. Most often they used peat moss or a loose top dressing mix. And here's why it works so well. This layer holds moisture, protects the surface from overheating, slows drying out, keeps darkness around the seed, and helps the root stay anchored in the soil. And what's especially interesting, grass seed likes to germinate in darkness. So when seed simply sits exposed under direct sun, the chances of success drop sharply. Essentially, top dressing creates a small humid chamber right on the lawn surface. And after this, many dead areas suddenly begin turning green. From the outside, it looks like the seed was the problem, when in reality, the environment around the seed changed. 5. The fertilizer mistake. Then, many people try to speed up growth and start aggressively feeding the young lawn. But this creates another problem. Young sprouts are far more sensitive than mature grass. Strong fertilizer can literally burn young roots before they become established. That's why old methods worked differently. First came stable moisture, a soft surface, good soil contact, protection from drying out. Only after that came aggressive feeding, because a young lawn first needs to survive. Only then does it need to grow fast. 6. Why timing changes almost everything. Now comes another mistake that seems minor. Wrong seeding timing. Even good seed can fail if the surface is too hot or too cold. During extreme heat, the top layer dries too quickly. In cold soil, growth slows down so much that seeds weaken before proper rooting even begins. That's why the strongest results usually happen in spring or in early fall, when the soil is already warm, but the sun is not yet burning the surface. Sometimes the difference between the lawn failed and a thick green carpet is literally just a few weeks of timing. 7. Why new lawns become thin again. But even after new grass appears, many areas begin thinning out again, and the reason often looks completely normal: cutting the lawn too short. It seems like shorter grass should look cleaner, but the opposite happens. The sun starts heating the surface more aggressively. Moisture evaporates faster, the soil overheats, and the young roots become stressed again. Old gardeners intentionally kept their grass taller, because longer grass shades the surface, holds moisture, cools the soil, and helps roots grow deeper. Sometimes one mower adjustment changes the result more than another bag of seed. 8. Almost nobody talks about coated seed. And here's another thing rarely mentioned on seed bags. Coated seed, seed with a special outer coating. From the outside, it looks like an improved version. The packaging promises better moisture retention, easy germination, and improved results. But there's a catch. Part of the bag's weight isn't actually seed at all, sometimes almost half of it, and the coating itself can slow down germination. First, the coating has to absorb moisture, then the seed itself, and that's exactly why some normal, high-quality, uncoated seed mixes germinate faster and more evenly. 9. How to do it correctly. Here's a simple process for restoring thin lawn areas. First, mow the area short. Then lightly loosen the surface or remove dense thatch. After that, spread the seed and lightly press it into the soil so the seed gets proper soil contact. Then comes the most important step. Apply a very thin layer of peat moss or loose top dressing mix on top. Not thick, just a light protective layer. After that, water the area gently with a soft spray. And from this point on, the main goal is simple. Don't allow the top layer to completely dry out during the first days. This is the exact moment when the new dense lawn layer begins forming. And here's what's most surprising. After restoring a lawn this way, it becomes obvious the problem was never really the seed, not a bad mix, and not even the amount of water. The real problem was the surface the seed was being thrown onto, because a thick green lawn doesn't begin with the bag. It begins with the environment where the seed actually has a chance to survive.